My name is Derek Suarez, and without further ado, let's dive into it. All right, so think about this. Most people, when they think about slavery, imagine when it was taking place hundreds of years ago, before countries started abolishing of it. Many of us don't realize slavery is still a problem today. When on the way it used to be, modern slavery such as human trafficking for sexual or labor exploitation still go on in our world today. Ashton Kutcher's opening speech to the Senate Foreign Relations Committee emphasizes and advocates for this point boldly. The passion he gave in the speech shows how important not only it is to him, but how important it should be to everybody. He uses logic, reasoning, and emotion to get his point across. So let's dive in. So, on February 15, 2017, Ashton Kutcher appeared before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee in a hearing titled Finding Modern Slavery Building on Success. This was so important because this committee handles foreign policy, meaning it basically plays a major role in handling how the U.S. interacts with other foreign countries. At the time, more and more attention was being brought towards human trafficking. The committee cited that at least 27 million people were estimated to be enslaved worldwide, including labor and sexual exploitation. Let me put that into perspective for you. So imagine a football field filled with around, I think it's like 70,000 people, shoulder to shoulder, to the brim. And now imagine that times almost 400. It's hard to even think about it. And that can be the population of a country. Like, these are all people that have families, have their own stories, that their freedom has been robbed from them. Kutcher says it best, though.
But the right to pursue happiness for so many is stripped away. It's raped. It's abused. It's taken by force, fraud, or coercion. It is sold for the momentary happiness of another.
Kutcher's testimony came at a time when technology and the internet were like more associated with facilitating trafficking, but also offering tools to fight it. Kutcher defends technology here. He says,
I see technology as simply a tool without will. The will is the user of that technology, and I think it's an important distinction. An airplane is a tool. It's a piece of technology, and under the right hands, it's used for mass global transit, and under the wrong hands, it can be flown into buildings. Technology can be used to enable slavery, but it can also be used to disable slavery, and that's what we're doing.
This speech fits into a moment when modern slavery was no longer seen as a distant foreign problem, something that we don't have to worry about, but one where the United States technology companies and legislators were starting to engage more actively. These hearings helped part of the U.S. Congress leverage legislation, funding, and public-private partnerships to address human trafficking. So, when it comes to the audience of the speech, the primary audience was the senators of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, including the chairman of that committee, Bob Corker, and ranking member Benjamin Cardin. Secondary audiences were obviously the staffers of people that were there, the lawmakers of the U.S. government, people who weren't familiar with Ashton Kutcher's organization, and the public and the media, because many news outlets covered this, especially because Ashton Kutcher was a celebrity actor, and that was something people were looking at. They also learned that he was this founder of this software company. So when it comes to what the audience cared about, they cared about the leadership on human rights. What were the legislators going to do about it? Is it efficient to do it? How are we going to aid foreign countries and national security? Because most of these crimes of human trafficking occur across border. So, and when it comes to the reaction, for example, Senator Corker noted that the U.S. role in unprecedented global effort to end modern slavery. News outlets suggested that the feedback was positive. One article says everyone agreed on two things: human trafficking should be stopped, no-brainer, and Ashton Kutcher should be swooned over. And the fact that it was covered by a lot of news outlets, this was getting a lot of attention and building a lot of momentum. Speech was widely covered. It implies the speech was generated a lot of attention. So it seems most people understood and agreed with Kutcher, and that legislation around human trafficking should be more expected now. When it comes to the type of language Kutcher used in the speech, it was incredible, and it appealed to logic, emotion, and reasonable expectations, and transitioned from his introduction to describing his day job. As we know, he's an actor, but he says how he's the co-founder of Thorn, the software that's used to fight human trafficking, and his other day job being a father too. It shows the relatability and how people can resonate with them.
I've seen video content of a child that's the same age as mine being raped by an American man that was a sex tourist in Cambodia. And this child was so conditioned by her environment that she thought she was engaging in play.
He uses statistics. More than 4,000 officers from over 900 agencies in the last 12 months helped identify over 6,000 trafficking victims, 2,000 of which were minors. He also makes sure to acknowledge how there would most likely be economic backlash, which shows how honest he is about this task because it takes money.
Now, it's not lost on me that all of this disruption in our marketplaces is going to have economic backlash. Like, that is not lost on me at all. But I ask you, did you believe that Abraham Lincoln had to consider the economic backlash of shutting down the cotton fields in the South when he shut down slavery? Because I'm sure that weighed on his mind.
For the effectiveness of the speech overall, Ashton Kutcher's testimony left a lasting impact both inside and outside the hearing room. Senators praised his emotional honesty at the practical work of his organization, Thorn, and what it was doing to combat human trafficking using technology. His speech helped bring national attention to an issue that often stays hidden in the shadows. After his appearance, news outlets and social media erupted with support. People were surprised to see this Hollywood actor speaking passionately and knowledgeably about such a difficult topic. And importantly, his words inspired countless viewers to see human trafficking not solely as a distant global problem, but as a human one where our communities demand awareness and response.